The following contains allegations that have yet to be proven true. You do not want to hear of R and SA. This video might not be for you. There are some words that are worded differently in order to follow YouTube community guidelines. The purpose of this video is for commentary purposes and a tribute to the late Ashley Massaro. Hello everyone, this is Dowster and welcome to another video, and in this video I will be talking about the life and sudden death of WWE wrestler Ashley Massaro. I wanted to do this video for the 5th anniversary of Ashley's death and for Mental Health Awareness Month. But by the time this video is out, the month of May is probably over by now. Growing up as an adolescent, I remember seeing Ashley on WWE Raw, and I thought she was the coolest. She had a style during the Divas era that was different from all the other divas in the WWE. There's also Lita and Victoria, who were a bit tomboyish, but Ashley had a hard rock punk style that really stood out to me. Unlike the other divas, Ashley wore a cap backwards, along with nice punk attire, such as her gloves and sometimes her shirts, which would be covered with skulls sometimes. Around that time in 2005, Ashley's style reminded me of Avril Lavigne during the Girlfriend era, where she was all about the pink and black. Ashley was ahead of her time, and I know that she was not a great wrestler, but there was this spark that made me interested in her. Before we get into her WWE career, let's talk about her upbringing and where she was born. Ashley Massaro was born Ashley Maria Massaro on May 26, 1979. She was born in Babylon, Long Island, New York. In the family, she was raised by a Christian household with all boys, as she was the only girl in the house, except her mom. Her brother, father, and uncle competed in amateur wrestling. Her father was a cop in New York City as well. In her youth, Ashley's mom was close friends with another woman, and that woman's kid, named Johnny, was also very close friends with Ashley, as she considered him a cousin, even though they are not blood related. At 6 years old, Ashley was watching 80s wrestling and was starstruck by what she saw, as she wanted to be a wrestler herself. She had a best friend named Robin as well. Robin said that Ashley loved the spotlight. Ashley was a punk rocker who loved punk music. She graduated from John Glenn High School in 1997. Ashley went to the State University of New York at Albany and got a bachelor's degree of science in communication and a minor in business. She did a lot of work taking pictures for clubs and also did a picture for a calendar in Jamaica. Allegedly, before she went to WWE, Ashley was involved with an escort business, as said in the Ashley vs. WWE podcast. It also stated that Ashley probably had some money problems involving the escort, but that it could be another person named Ashley, not the one that we know in WWE. Somewhere in 2000, at 20 years old, Ashley gave birth to her first and only child, a daughter named Alexa Massaro. Ashley never married, but Alexa's father is Austin Fierstadt, who is still involved in his daughter's life, as seen on Alexa's Instagram page. In 2002, Ashley competed in the Miss Hawaiian Tropic contest, which is an American brand for suntan lotion. Ashley represented her state of New York and was crowned Miss Hawaiian Tropic USA of 2002. She also won Miss Hawaiian Tropic Canada in 2004. In 2003 and in 2004, Ashley posed for Playboy and tried out for Playboy Scouts when the brand was searching for models on the 50th anniversary Playmate Hunt, in which she appeared in the accompanying pictorial in December 2003. Massaro also appeared in FHM, Stuff, Femme Fatales, Flex, and Maxim magazines before joining the WWE. Around 2005, Ashley got word of World Wrestling Entertainment's WWE 2005 Raw Diva Search. She met with the WWE casting director when she was in a swimsuit pageant. Once she got in, she and the rest of the Diva contestants would participate in challenges every week on Raw. I remember there was this one challenge or contest where Ashley was dancing and kissed Christy Hemme. Ashley would eventually beat the 7 other finalists in the Diva Search on August 15th. 2005. Not only did she win the competition, but she had won $250,000 and a 1-year contract with WWE Raw. Her cousin Johnny was supportive of Ashley and went to all her shows that she was involved in for WWE. As she was in WWE, Ashley got distant with her family and friends since being with WWE, you tend to travel a lot. Her parents were not supportive of Ashley's wrestling career when she got in. Ashley never had wrestling experience when she won the contest, as it was the Divas era and you basically had to be pretty for television if you were a woman during that period. In her biography, it says that she was trained by Dave Finlay, Ricky Steamboat, and Trish Stratus, though, on Wikipedia. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, let me know in the comment section. On August 22nd, 2005, Ashley made an appearance on a Raw episode. Candice Michelle, Tori Wilson, and Victoria, who were known as Vince's Devils, pretended to welcome Ashley and then attacked her. Over the next few weeks, Ashley was beaten up by Vince's Devils stable and lost her first match to Victoria. Her signature move was Starstruck. Although she did not need to train, Ashley was training in a wrestling school named New York Wrestling Connection in Long Island, New York. WWE eventually found out and Stephanie McMahon had told her to stop. Ashley was not able to complain about her injuries throughout her career, as she was told by Trish to shake it off. Later on, throughout her career, Ashley would have a broken knuckle, broken leg, metal screws in her body, and ruptured breast implants. As being a wrestler, you need to train in order to try to avoid injury and be safe in the ring, for you and your opponents. On September 5th of 2005, Ashley had her second match against Tori, but lost as Candice and Victoria interfered. It was a very long period for Ashley as she got beat up by these three ladies until September 12th on an episode of Raw. She finally got help from a returning Trish Stratus as she turned face, means in wrestling terms, good guy. In an episode of Raw on September 18th, Ashley and Trish faced the trio and won. The team of Ashley and Trish went on to win another tag team match against Tori and Victoria at the pay-per-view Unforgiven. After that, Ashley won her first solo match against Tori the following Raw after Unforgiven. In WWE Homecoming, Ashley and Trish defeated Vince's Devils in a 3-on-2 bra and panties match by stripping all of Tori, Candice, and Victoria's clothes, except their bra and panties, in case you're wondering. On a Sunday, Massaro wrestled in a Fulfill Your Fantasy Diva Battle Royal at Taboo Tuesday for an opportunity to get the WWE Women's Championship title, but was eliminated by Victoria. On January 8, 2006, at New Year's Revolution, Ashley won the first bra and panties gauntlet match. That same year, Chairman Vince McMahon was accused of groping a 22-year-old and showing naked pictures of himself to this woman. Afterwards, Ashley was involved in a storyline with a new WWE wrestler at the time, Mickie James. Mickie attacked Ashley a number of times and defeated her in a match at Royal Rumble on January 29, 2006. In the pay-per-view, Trish was a special guest referee. Following Raw after the Royal Rumble, Ashley won in a rematch against Mickie. Her feud with Mickie James ended after Ashley injured her left leg in a women's battle royal on an episode of Raw on February 20th. However, Ashley would appear on Raw in a non-active role in the Trish and Mickie storyline feud. Massaro returned on Raw on March 20th, but was kidnapped by Mickie in order for Trish to save Ashley. Fortunately, the two women got attacked by James. Ashley was absent after that, but returned on June 2nd in an episode of SmackDown. She was drafted to SmackDown because of the WWE draft and was a special guest commentator for a match between Jillian Hall and Crystal Marshall, who was in the Diva Search with Ashley in 2005. On June 9th, Ashley defeated Crystal, Jillian, and Michelle McCool in a bikini contest. Days later, on June 21st, Ashley won her first match on SmackDown in a tag team match with Jillian Hall against Michelle and Crystal. 2 days later, at the Great American Bash, Ashley won another match in a fatal four-way bra and panties match against Crystal, Jillian, and Michelle. In the summer of 2006, Ashley went to Kauai on a tour with the WWE. Ashley was supportive to the military as her cousin Johnny used to be in the military too. Wrestlers who were there in the tour were Maria Kanellis, Ron Simmons, Gary Davis, and Jimmy Hart. It was a very hot day in Kauai as Ashley began to feel very dizzy, so she then went to see a doctor. She was left alone in the medical center with an unknown man and woman. According to the affidavit, Ashley had menstrual cramps. A man in an orange shirt appeared as Ashley heard that it was the man's birthday. The unknown woman appeared and the mysterious man put an IV line on Ashley. They moved Ashley into an empty room and placed Ashley into a metal bed of some sort. The woman went outside and guarded the door. Then the man put some substances in Ashley's IV line, causing her to be paralyzed temporarily as well as being drugged, but still conscious. Ashley said in the affidavit that she felt pain from the man as he R-worded her and sodomized her in an aggressive and violent manner. The stranger soon left as Ashley was left alone until Gary Davis came in to check on Ashley. He sees Ashley and wraps her in a blanket as he carries her to a vehicle and drops her off at her hotel room. Ashley tells her co-workers about what had happened to her, but also tells them not to share the situation with others. They never reported the incident to the military or the authorities. If she did, the military would have done a forensic test. In the Ashley vs. WWE podcast, 80% of SA cases in the military are unreported. In the podcast, Ashley said that the trip was 2 weeks long, while Jimmy Hart said it was 5 days. Her affidavit was written a decade or 10 years after 2006. Johnny said in the podcast that when Ashley came back from Kauai, she was struggling. She went to see a doctor who was working with WWE at the time named Dr. Rios and tried to tell him a little bit of what had happened to her in Kauai. Days after getting back from Kauai, Ashley had a meeting with the WWE. When she was there, so was Kevin Dunn, John Laurinaitis, and Vince McMahon. Ashley said in the affidavit that Vince did not want to make the R-word incident public because he thought that it would ruin WWE's relationship with the US military. Even though she was told to move forward, the R-word incident affected Ashley for a long time, as said in the affidavit. WWE denies that there was a meeting between Ashley and them. In the Ashley vs. WWE podcast, it said that Stephanie McMahon told Ashley to listen to her father rather than understanding Ashley, since they were both women. When it comes to the truth, WWE is very secretive and sensitive. If one of their employees exposes or tries to expose the company, it can ruin their image. You tell the truth, you get fired, or you get blacklisted in the job market. After Kauai, Ashley got an unexpected push as she got pyro in her entrance, got on the front cover of Playboy, and got an opportunity to wrestle for the women's title at WrestleMania. On August 4th, Ashley got her knuckle injured after a match with Crystal, so she was out for 4 weeks. When she was backstage with the cast, Vince wanted it off, even though Dr. Rios said that it was not fully healed yet, as stated in the Ashley vs. WWE podcast. They ended up removing the cast. Ashley returned on September 8th and wrestled in a 6-person mixed tag team match with Paul London and Brian Kendrick, and won against Idol Stevens, Casey James, and Michelle McCool. Ashley would then become the valet for Paul and Brian on SmackDown shows and pay-per-views. On October 27, 2006, Ashley participated in a trick-or-treat battle royale, but lost to Crystal. In the Armageddon pay-per-view on December 17, 2006, Ashley competed in a 4-way Santa's Little Helpers lingerie contest, but the contest ended up being a draw as everyone had won. Days later, on December 22nd, Ashley teamed up with Layla and they won against Jillian and Crystal in a tag team match. Then on January 5th, 2007, Ashley won a match against Jillian. On January 26th, in an episode of SmackDown, Ashley competed with Paul and Brian in a 6-person tag team match against Eminem, Joey Mercury, Johnny Nitro, and Melina. Once February came, Ashley and Kane did an episode of the TV show Smallville that aired on March 22nd, 2007. Around this time, Ashley made more TV appearances in 2007, such as Extreme Makeover, Home Edition with John Cena and Batista, and Fuse TV's The Sauce. She, along with the other WWE divas, appeared in Timbaland's music video with The Hives in Throw It On Me on April 20th. Then on February 16th, Ashley revealed her cover for Playboy magazine. At No Way Out, Ashley won the first ever Divas Invitational by removing her top in order to reveal her breasts, which were covered in black paint and had the Playboy pasties. During WrestleMania season, Ashley got into a feud with then Raw Women's Champion Melina, as she was jealous that Ashley was getting more publicity because of the Playboy cover. On an episode of SmackDown on March 9th, Ashley and Melina had a catfight while they were in the Miz's TV segment. The week after, on March 16th at SmackDown, Ashley teamed up with Paul and Bryan against Eminem, but lost in the match. The storyline with Ashley and Melina ended up with another catfight as Melina tried to interfere in Paul, Bryan, and Eminem's match on March 23rd. On March 26th, in an episode of Raw, Ashley teamed up with Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle in a match against Melina, Jillian, and Victoria, in which Ashley and her team won. However, at WrestleMania 23, Ashley lost in a lumberjill match against Melina. After WrestleMania, Ashley continued to be a valet for Paul and Bryan. Then on April 13th, on an episode of SmackDown, Ashley was attacked by Jillian Hall. She ended up taking time off as a screw in her ankle was loosened. The screw was inserted the previous year after she legitimately fractured her tibia and fibula from a battle royale. Ashley returned on June 1st and helped Michelle McCool defeat Jillian by distracting her on an episode of SmackDown. She left SmackDown a week later in order to be in the show Survivor, after she got suspended for accidentally spilling coffee on Vince McMahon after chasing Jillian. When she was in Survivor China, the show was in its 15th season. Although Ashley never went camping, she tried to go outside as much as she could before the show. She was assigned to the Zan Hu tribe in the first episode. In the second episode, Ashley got voted off after 6 days with a 6-1 vote. Ashley also appeared in campaign ads for Hawaiian Tropic and Yamaha. On January 7, 2008, Ashley returned, but on Raw instead. Ashley won against Maria, Jillian, Melina, and Mickie James in a lingerie pillow fight. On January 14th, in an episode of Raw, Ashley teamed up with Maria and Mickie, but lost to Jillian, Melina, and Beth Phoenix. After that, Ashley got involved in a storyline with Maria and Santino Marella on an episode of Raw. She tried to convince Maria to pose for Playboy, but was interrupted by Santino. At the Royal Rumble, Ashley tried to convince Maria again to pose for Playboy, but was interrupted by Marella as he said no. Ashley then hit Santino as he was trying to perform a striptease in the ring. At the No Way Out pay-per-view, Ashley and Maria appeared at the Playboy Mansion in a segment. In a match between Maria and Melina, Ashley interfered until Santino came to the ring and was knocked out by Jerry the King Lawler, who had enough of Santino's actions from the past few weeks. Ashley, Maria, and Jerry had a mixed tag team match, and sadly lost to Melina, Beth Phoenix, and Santino. At WrestleMania, Ashley and Maria faced Beth and Melina in a Playboy Bunny Mania Lumberjack match, but lost due to an interference by Santino. Santino got payback after Snoop Dogg beat him up and kissed Maria in front of Santino. On April 14th, in an episode of Raw, Ashley and Maria lost in a tag team match against Melina and Jillian. At Backlash, she fought in a 12-wrestler tag team match and lost as she got pinned by Beth Phoenix. Around the year of 2008, Ashley appeared in another music video for Rev Theory's Hell Yeah. As if TVs and music videos weren't enough, Ashley also appeared in video games such as WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 and WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Then on April 28th, in an episode of Raw, Ashley competed in her last match, which was a 6-person tag team match, and won. Ashley was released from the WWE on July 9th, 2008. A week later, Ashley said that she had asked for her release due to her daughter being sick at the time. Since leaving WWE, Ashley's life only got harder as the years went by. She moved back in with her parents and developed a drug addiction after WWE. In Ashley vs. WWE, I remember Ashley asked her cousin Johnny to pick up her prescriptions when she had a WrestleMania match. Ashley would pass out at home after taking drugs. She worked as a salesperson for a gym after leaving WWE, but quit soon after. Sometimes Ashley did wrestling conventions and meet and greets in order to get money and provide for her daughter. Her friend Robin said that Ashley was engaged 7 times and wanted a family for her daughter. Eventually, Ashley got baptized and wanted to train and get into the ring someday. In November 2016, Ashley joined a class action lawsuit against WWE, Konstantin Kairos was the lawyer who filed the complaint alleging that WWE concealed risks of injury that caused the wrestlers to have neurological damage. Kairos has been involved in a number of lawsuits with the WWE before. She told Kairos that she was R-worded at a U.S. military base by a man posing as a doctor while she was on a tour with the WWE for Kauai. Ashley also told Konstantin that WWE apologized to her but to not report the incident to the authorities because WWE were afraid that it would affect their relationship with the military. The lawsuit also said that WWE concealed evidence of CTE, memory loss, or concussions. In September 2017, Ashley made a brief return to professional wrestling as she managed 01 Professional Wrestling USA with Jillian Hall. On June 30th, 2018, Ashley worked as a radio DJ for the Long Island station WWSK-FM 94.3 The Shark. That same year in 2018, the lawsuit was dismissed. The judge felt that Konstantin wasted their time and that his claims were not related to the CTE case. Konstantin said that he wanted to make a difference and was being misrepresented as he was being framed as well. In 2018, WWE said that they received an email from Ashley in October and explained that she regretted taking part in the lawsuit. She did not backtrack her story, though, on what had happened to her in Kauai, and wrote an apology to WWE so that Ashley can continue to make money on appearances that were WWE related. Without the WWE brand name in her appearances, Ashley would not get paid. When she worked at the Shark, Ashley would participate in charity events all the time as stated by her coworker. In the podcast of Ashley vs. WWE, Ashley's friend Rochelle Lowen said that Ashley didn't feel like life was not worth it anymore and was scared of the world. Johnny said that Ashley would hear voices and see things that were not there. He also said that Ashley saw very dark things that were indescribable. In 2019, Ashley got promoted to host Wednesday nights at the Shark. On May 15, 2019, Ashley was responding to fan mail but did not show up for work at WWSK-FM later that night as a DJ came to take her shift. At 5:23 a.m. the next morning, paramedics responded to a rescue call and found Ashley unresponsive at her home in Smithtown, New York. Once they got to the hospital, Ashley was pronounced dead. Ashley died on May 16, 2019, by suicide. She was found hung. On May 19th, at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view event, WWE acknowledged her death by displaying a picture slide at the beginning of the show, like they always do with the wrestlers who have passed away. TMZ stated that Ashley died of suicide as some news outlets cited from them at the time of her death. CNN and The Nation did not at first. The Suffolk County Medical Examiner's Office did not release an official cause of death at first due to a New York state privacy law that allows withholding information that would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Shortly after her death, an affidavit by Massaro was released by the law firm that represented her after she had died, and in the affidavit, it described the R-word allegations in detail. The Ashley vs. WWE story also mentioned that Vince McMahon would knock on Ashley's dressing room after a wrestling event. Ashley also stated that when she was on the Playboy cover, Vince tried to make advances on her. There was an incident where Vince invited Ashley in his private jet, but she refused as she stated that Vince and Kevin Dunn were drunk. Paul London, who was Ashley's boyfriend during her time in WWE, was interviewed in the Ashley vs. WWE podcast and said that Ashley had come to him one day pressured because she was told by Vince to come with her to his private jet. I remember seeing a video on the Café de Renee YouTube channel, which former WWE wrestler Renee Dupree is in charge of. Paul said that Ashley would come to him crying because of Vince sometimes as well. A day or two after Ashley's death, WWE released a statement on Ashley's R-word allegations. They stated that executives were not informed of these allegations that were described in the affidavit and denied that there was ever a meeting between Ashley, Vince, Kevin, and John Laurinaitis. Around May 2019, after Ashley's death, her female friends from WWE got together and opened a GoFundMe campaign in order to provide money for Ashley's daughter, Alexa's college fund. They were able to raise $100,000 and called themselves the Squared Circle Sisters. Other wrestlers heard what happened to Ashley at Kauai after she passed away. On May 21st, Ashley was buried at the St. James Episcopal Church Cemetery in St. James, New York. Mick Foley and Jimmy Noonian showed up at Ashley's funeral from the WWE. Ashley's mom refused flowers from WWE. Days before her death, Ashley took part in a suicide prevention music video by her WWSK co-worker Brian Orlando, who recorded the song for the video. Brian didn't want to release the video after Ashley passed away, but with her family's blessing, it was released in July 2020. In a USA Today article, it reported on September 2021 that Ashley died by suicide, and also mentioned that her death, along with wrestlers who have also taken their own lives, such as Hana Kimura and Daphne, had sparked a conversation about mental health in the professional wrestling industry. Over 2 years after Ashley's death, on November 20th, 2021, Ashley's younger brother, Ronnie Massaro, was murdered in New York City. Ronnie was stabbed to death and was 39 years old, the same age as Ashley when she died. He is buried in the same cemetery as Ashley. In 2023, Audible released a podcast titled Ashley vs. WWE, the story of wrestler Ashley Massaro, where it explains Ashley's life, interviews with her family and friends, her time in WWE, the R-word allegations, and the aftermath of her untimely death. The podcast is 3 hours and 41 minutes, but it's definitely worth a listen to and reveals a lot about how the WWE business was from years ago. It not only explains Ashley's life before WWE, but explains a little on Vince McMahon's life and the accusations that followed, such as allegedly giving $3 million of hush money to a worker, which it doesn't say in the podcast, but it turned out to be Janelle Grant. The podcast also mentioned how WWE treated women during the Divas era, such as Lita doing the live sex scene, and how she refused, but was pressured by Vince to do it, and Trish barking like a dog in front of a live audience. They also mentioned other allegations such as the Rainbow scandal and how one of the victims, named Tom Cole, also took his life years after fighting the WWE. One of the trainers said in the podcast that when he was in the WWE locker room, someone was trying to stop a wrestler from having sex with a 17-year-old girl. Former WWE wrestler Sable was also mentioned a little, as she filed a lawsuit with WWE years ago. Ashley's cousin Johnny mentions how he hates WWE a little for what they did to Ashley, and hopes that she gets justice someday. Ashley would also message fans through mail, email, or messages, as said in the podcast. The interviewer was able to ask questions to Melina, Mick Foley, and Paul London. Melina said that Ashley was a woman of sunshine and was aware of Ashley's allegations after she died. She also hopes that Ashley gets justice as well. Mick Foley said that it's never too late to do the right thing, and that WWE should have done more for Ashley. Paul London said that Ashley was a fighter. In February 2024, an attorney representing former WWE head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, stated that most upper-level management at some time became aware of the allegations and ensured all proper WWE protocols were followed, including privacy for the alleged victim. That same month, Vice News reported that the Naval Criminal Investigative Service had investigated Massaro's allegations from June 2019 to January 2020, although no further information about the investigation is known as of now. A further report by Vice News revealed that Ashley had accused former WWE CEO Vince McMahon of preying on female WWE wrestlers, and that she believed that he had tried to sabotage her career after she rejected an advance from him. Ashley's story has been talked about since the Vince McMahon allegations, but recently a woman named Kara appeared on News Nation in February, stating that she was best friends with Ashley. However, this turned out to be false, as Ashley's daughter Alexa said on Twitter that Kara has been harassing her and her grandmother since her mom Ashley died. After Ashley's death, Rebby Hardy, who is married to Matt Hardy, said on social media that she did not give an F that Ashley died. During her time in WWE, Ashley used to date Matt Hardy. In 2018, Rebby got mad when Ashley posted on Twitter that she found the CD that Matt had given to her from a long time ago. Rebby responded on Twitter to F off, and last time we spoke, I said I knock you on your ASS on site, and you want to pop up with hope your fam is amazing, like you think I forgot you tried to come over here with pills while I was out of town in 11. B word. F out of here. You may be running the Jesus gimmick these days, but I don't forget SH I took. Rebby also made a lot more tweets, as well as Ashley, which I'll link the article in the description box below. The reason why I mention this is because people often forget how horrible other people can be. One of them being Rebby Hart. I remember after Ashley died, Rebby posted 2 happy emojis, but Rebby said that it was supposedly because of her watching an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. I thought it was really rude, considering how Rebby has been getting a lot of positive attention because she keeps promoting her daughter as the gothic baby. Honestly, I don't like how Rebby responded to Ashley's death. And I get it that it's her husband's ex, but she's married to him and he chose her. So she needs to get over herself. It would not surprise me if she keeps exploiting her daughter just like those child star parents who use their kids for money. Interesting facts about Ashley is that she was a host on several episodes of E! Channel's Wild On. She was also a personal trainer for Danny Bonaducci's show, Breaking Bonaducci. Ashley had a lot of tattoos, such as a pink and black nautical star, a pink and red tattoo of a dragon, kanji letters that translated "Trust No One," and a butterfly tattoo. Ashley was one of those people that stands out and is still remembered years later. I could have sworn that when she made her debut on Raw, the song Be Yourself by Audioslave played as her entrance music. For some reason, when you see it on YouTube, her theme song is a lot different. Maybe it was copyrighted. The song fit her so well, as she was just being herself. The sad thing about the band who made the song is that their lead singer, Chris Cornell, also took his life, but in 2017. It's definitely sad when people take their own lives, as Ashley did. I may not have known her or Chris Cornell, but anyone that takes their own life always makes me sad. Ashley was unique, beautiful, and seemed like an awesome person, as she would respond to fans, which she did not have to, but she did. And Ashley cut her hair short and had the pink and black hair dye around it. I thought it looked so cool that I tried to make my hair look like that. Sadly, I couldn't dye my hair in high school though. So I had the edgy hair that almost looked like her. Then she had that Light a Fire song, and it made her more punk and edgier than before. I remember when I heard that she had died, I posted on my photography page a picture of me lighting a candle for her. Not sure if it's still on there, as I don't use that photography account anymore. I had always hoped that one day Ashley would come back and win the women's title in WWE. I think if she were here today, she would have had more opportunities than the Divas era, as it was all about bikinis. Women's wrestling has come such a long way since Ashley left, and I wish that she was here to be a part of it. Even though she was not good at wrestling during her time in WWE, the podcast showed how eager she was to learn and never had the chance, as the WWE bosses did not think that she needed to. What happened to her in Kauai was not okay, and WWE should have done more or paid for medical bills, such as therapy. As of now, it seems like Vince and his group are getting their karma, since there's been a lot of allegations coming out as of 2024. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. When I told my brother about Ashley's R-word incident, he was also shocked and sad. Even listening and talking about it is so sad. I do think that she was telling the truth, since she took her life after not getting any help from her trauma. I wanted to do this video and hope that this is a good way to honor her memory. She had a style that was so different from all the other divas in her time, and I hope she is never forgotten. If you or anyone is affected by suicide or have suicidal thoughts, there is always help. I will put the suicide hotline number and other sources if you ever feel sad or want help. Rest in peace, Ashley Massaro. You may be gone, but your story will live on so that you will always be remembered. I hope nothing like this happens to any other person as it happened to Ashley. Let's hope that she finally gets her justice. Anyway, this is Dalster, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, like, or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care of your mental health and everyone around you, and I'll do the same too. Bye, guys.